My name is Jeremy Huffstickler, and I'm a human research test subject forced into transhumanism through medical malpractice for being biohacked from the heavy metals in my body being magnetized and the microchips implants and me being communicated with through the frequencies coming from the fiber optic grid, electrical grid, and everything attached. The United Nations, NATO, and the European Union refer to people like me as cyber people, and a lot of people refer to the children like me as autistic, learning disabled, behavioral disorder, Parkinson's, Tourette's, homicidal, suicidal, mentally ill, suicide, and sudden infant death syndrome. But this morning, I had to get up from Conway, Arkansas, and leave at, I think we left at 6 and came up here to Berryville, which is a really cool looking little town, because one of my guys had to come to court up here. And all the way up here, once we got outside of Conway, these frequencies on me started breaking off, and it's like a mountain drive coming up here. We came through Russellville and took the back roads. But driving up here, the frequencies and stuff were breaking off of me pretty well. It was just like the frequency streaming out of my forehead and streaming into my forehead. The weaponized communication frequency, direct energy, dirty electricity, and human-operated, human-compatible computer program operating command frequencies, referred to as artificial intelligence, cocoon encasing my body inside and out, mainly stayed built up on my forehead and eyes. Like, I really only had a couple heavy pulses, and it was whenever a little black SUV got behind me, and the computer in the little SUVs always pulse out like the you're being followed, little audio and a little image of like someone holding direct energy weapons. But this little black SUV got behind me on a back road, and it's the little cyclotron. When the computer started pulsing, it started doing the police symbol badge, and the frequency on the back of my head, the top back of my head, started pulsing through really hard and drilling back into my forehead, trying to run the blame placing scenario that the person in the little SUV was hitting me with direct energy weapons, and they were a police officer, but it looked just like a normal little black SUV, because these corporation owners who are waging this war on humanity to fill their corporate institutions, like with their modern day magicians of Egypt, using the magic of the frequency, the sleight of hand magic of the frequencies coming from the fiber optic grid and electrical grid. They're making a lot of money and filling their institution while placing blame on law enforcement officers from local, county, and FBI. The local police, county deputies, and the FBI. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can go to the targeted individual groups on Facebook and read through there, because it's all the same. People following us, that's what they mean by gang stalking. Whenever you're reading through those groups and you read gang stalking or the perps, they're talking about either the law enforcement officers or the neighbors or the police working for law enforcement officers or preachers, because that's the main two blame placing scenarios, and it has been for the last 2 years. But I'm speaking up about this because all the little kids, like I said, who are labeled autistic, learning disabled, Parkinson's, Tourette's, mentally ill, homicidal, suicidal, and our elderly, Alzheimer, dementia, delusional, and senile, are all being wirelessly trafficked legally because of the rules that convert human research. The rules that convert human research state that no matter what the crime against humanity or human rights violation, as long as it's deemed research for the greater good, it's legal. So these corporation owners who are using the frequencies coming from the fiber optic grid to communicate with the magnetized heavy metals in our body and microchip implants, including pacemakers, insulin pumps, pain pumps, birth control, nerve damage repair pumps, and the covertly implanted microchips, are making trillions of dollars worldwide. Like the United Nations was doing an investigation into cyber torture, which just kind of went silent, but NATO and the European Union will investigate wireless torture, but specifically exclude investigating wireless torture through microchip implants because, I mean, why find the evidence? It's like searching for a murderer who shoots people without looking for the gun. You know, it makes no sense until you take in how much money they make and how they've hidden behind the rules of research.